Hi. I was just pausing so you could go like this video before you watch it and subscribe in case you already were not subscribed. So you should have had enough time. We are back with another video of Motiv. I know you guys have asked for it, and we are now back, and we will be giving you all the tea that you need to know of all the new Motiv releases. If you guys haven't already watched the video where I've thrown the Hyper Venom, I matched so that way today I can match the ball that struck a lot on this channel previously and see if I can strike as much with the newest ball that we are going to be demoing today against the Hyper Venom, which is the Supra GT. Now the Supra GT is the newest Motiv Pearl cover stock that is in the Motiv line. It's going to be that mid-level pearl. It should be good for multiple styles of game and should be very versatile in the line. I'm excited to throw it, especially to see if I can get it to strike as much as the Hyper Venom. These two should be a really good comparison so you guys can see the difference, see what you like, see if maybe the Supra GT will fit into your arsenal if you already have the Hyper Venom. See the difference, and without further ado, let's get into it. I've been sitting down for a little bit, so this first shot might be a little rusty, but we are bowling on just a typical house shot, and it is fresh. I have not thrown a shot on this lane. Okay, that wasn't too bad for my first shot off the bat. Decent amount of angle. Now, I did not touch the surface out of box. I like to throw everything that I get right out of the box first. Now I probably do end up adjusting it, but I wanted to give you guys a look at what it is going to look like out of the box, as that's what I did with the Hyper Venom, which is still actually out of box. I still have not touched the Hyper Venom since the last video. Don't have my spare ball today, so we'll see how good a spare shooter I actually am. I did only throw a few shots with this just to make sure it fit. So we'll throw this a couple times before we actually throw the Hyper Venom so you guys can get an idea of what this looks like. Got that one a little in. Still dug, went through the pins. So far, for me, I love Motiv shapes in my bag when I need to play straighter angles because my ball reads so early because of my speed and rev rate and my roll. I love Motiv stuff when I need to keep my angles in front of me, especially when I'm right at 15. Definitely good for my game. So if you're someone that has similar issues with speed or your ball reads really early sometimes, these types of bowling balls like the Supra GT and the Hyper Venom are going to be really good for you on multiple different patterns. As you can see, it just really blends the friction. It's not as sharp as you see from some like Storm equipment or even Brunswick, especially in this Pearl line, which is good. I mean, you don't always want your ball to hook off the lane because you want a ball that's going to still store energy in the friction without being, you know, split potential is what I would call it, is where, you know, on your bad shots, you're splitting. For me, I'm still going to get 9 or be close to the pocket versus going through the face when I throw a bad shot inside or throw it a little bit slower. I'm going to move even further right just to see how much area I actually have in the friction without it overhooking. So I got that in. So as you can see right there, I moved further right and I got it in and it didn't overhook. Get into the Hyper Venom when I stop striking with the Supra. I threw that one a little bit slower. Okay, cool. Yeah, I moved a little bit further left again. Definitely likes to be a little bit straighter, which is good. I like to see that. I don't like balls that force me super far left really quick on a house shot, so I'm really liking this because I'll be able to stay straighter. Just gotta learn how to just dump it off your hand for spares, and then you don't need a spare ball. But you do on sport patterns, so don't take that advice if you want to bowl better on sport patterns. Now, to the ball that I clearly matched my outfit for, because I knew I was doing this ball review for you guys. I'm gonna stand in the same spot. Like I said, I haven't touched the surface on this at all. Okay, so as you can see, the Hyper Venom is a little bit earlier than the Supra right now, which is good. It's a good difference between if I need something that's a little bit longer and something that rolls a little bit earlier. The Venom would be that earlier piece for me versus the Supra right now. Now again, it could be because I have thrown this a little bit, so it's hit the lane. It has a little bit more grit because I have thrown it, so it does get scuffed up a little bit versus the high polish that the Supra GT is at currently that has not had as many games on it. That one I drifted a little bit too much on, but didn't quite get around it, get it to the friction. Now, with these types of bowling balls, they need friction, especially for me. I need to get it to the friction quicker for it to hook off the spot. There we go. Got it a little bit into the friction quicker. I definitely have to do that for my game when I'm bowling on a fresh house shot. I need the friction to help me get the ball through the pins. I can get to the pocket, but again, it's about getting it to actually drive through the pins. All right, back to the Supra. Ooh, got that tap out. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm going to hit this a little bit. I'm gonna hit it with the 2000 pad and we'll be right back. I'm just going to hit it very lightly just to take that top shelf gloss off of it. Now this is pretty normal for me on any pearls that I throw. I like them to read a little bit more in the mid lane versus having that very long and down lane shape. I like to be a little bit smoother, which that 2000 will do. That way I can control the front to back motion and not use so much of the friction. This should help combat those shots that I throw in a little bit more and still go through the pins. There we go. That's what I like to see. That was good. Now I can move a little bit in and still shape it, and it's gonna do the right thing for me. You can see it's such a drastic difference just by using a light 2000. I just cracked it a tiny bit. We're gonna move a little bit further left of 20 now. We're gonna see what we can do now that it has a little bit of surface on it. All right, I moved a little bit too much, so now I'm just gonna move a tiny bit. That was like a 5-board move, but that's good. I wanted to see, it still got to the pocket. Again, I'm the only one that has bowled on this lane. Not broken down, but that's still good. It's still getting me to the pocket, and I can just move a little bit right off of that. Pretty good. Oh, okay. I really wish Nate was bowling with me. I'd get a little bit more back in reaction. I'm gonna tuck my pinky and see if I can get the 10 pin out. All right, there we go. So for me, when I tuck my pinky, it does give it a little bit more length, but it gives it a little bit more drastic turn off the back end of the pattern. That's just for me. Everyone's a little bit different. I know for some people, it makes the ball read earlier. That's just what it works for me. So I sit on 20 for that one. I'm gonna go back to where I flat 10, tuck my pinky and see if I can get the 10 pin out. So as you can see, ball roll plays a big part of what you can do with the ball, especially when we're talking about carry. I literally stood 23, flat 10, and then I tucked my pinky, and now the ball is going through the pins. We're going to see how far it can go before the ball does not hit the head pin right now. So I'm gonna move another 2 and 1 to the left. All right, it still got there, that's good. All right, I just stood on 25, so now I'm going to 28. Still got the light tap, okay. We're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep getting into the head pin. I might not strike, but getting to the head pin is just as important because it shows that the ball is making the good motion that it needs to off the back end of the pattern. We're going to throw the Hypervenom in the same spot before we continue moving left. Still tucking my pinky. So as you can see, I did throw that a little bit further right. That is a little bit smoother motion than the Supra GT is giving us right now. So I would have to stay way further right compared to the GT if I was going to throw it. Okay, so now we're moving to 30 with our feet. Ooh. Is it gonna make it there? No. Okay, there's our out of bounds for me right now on a fresh house shot. That's actually not too bad, so I can still play pretty deep for me on a house shot on fresh, but let's move back right and throw some strikes. So I am bowling the PBA LBC this weekend, and I see that there's a lot of friction there based on scores. So this ball is definitely coming with me. I'm excited. I have seen a couple people that throw Motiv exclusively that have scored well at the LVC. That tells me that the ball covers and surfaces for Motiv work out there. So hopefully I can shoot a number out there with the Supra GT. Let's see how many strikes I can throw in a row, standing in the right place. Okay, got that in. And it dug. I tugged that so bad. I threw that pretty good. It might overhook. That was pretty good. Okay, I rolled that. Is it gonna get there? It got there, people. What did I just do with my finger? Like, stop. Still pretty good though. I'd have to move on that, but if you haven't already, check out the Supra GT. Thanks to Motiv for giving us this opportunity to showcase these products to you guys. Hope you like this one. Leave in the comments, tell us what you think about it, and we'll see you guys in the next video.